Hello everyone and welcome to the Adam Kiss Show. Today I'm going to talk about cursing in film. Do I like it? Do I not like it? Am I somewhere in the middle? You'll see in this video. But before we go on to the topic, I'd like you to please subscribe, follow us here, and like and share this video with everyone you know. That's all I ask. Alright, so let's get into the subject of cursing in film. So in the modern day, cursing is something that happens all the time in film. This wasn't always the case though. I mean, up until I should say about 1970, the F word was never really heard in a mainstream movie. A mainstream Hollywood movie. I'm sure that in some independent films or some things that were self-financed or extremely low budget, micro-budget productions or extremely independent productions, there was something like that. So feel free to let me know in the comments where you've heard things like that from before 1970. But I believe it was in the Altman film MASH, not the television series of course, but the film MASH in 1970 that the first F word was heard for a big mainstream Hollywood movie. And then after that, it just exploded. I mean, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, you could there was more F words than any other word probably. And not to mention all the other curse words there are out there. And really, with Scorsese, it kept on developing, especially in the 70s. His movies became more and more laced with profanity, things like that. And all those, people. And then obviously, it really exploded with Tarantino as well in the 90s. He really took it to a different level, all the swearing in film. And now, I should talk about what I feel about it. So, I personally don't like it. I do not like swearing in film, really. I don't necessarily mind it. I just think it's probably overdone. In my movies so far, I've never used it once. I just feel like it's not necessary. I feel like what they did in the 60s and before then was they had to imply those words or use smarter words to, have those feelings. Now, it's not to say that it can't come as a shock once, or it can't have an extreme impact when it's used sparingly. I think that that's absolutely fine. I just really feel that there's no need for it in my films. And again, I absolutely love Scorsese. I think that he's done some incredible films. I'm definitely a big fan. But in terms of that aspect of it, we just differ. We have differing opinions, and I absolutely respect him 100% on the choices for that. And he was rebelling for the time on the era of no cursing, and perhaps what I'm doing is I'm rebelling now against that. So it's really just that. I'm a big fan of his movies and all that, so it's absolutely nothing against them. And I think that what he does in his movies, it absolutely works. And the kind of movies he makes, they would probably be diminished if they didn't have as much swearing. So I totally agree with that. It's just perhaps the kind of movies that I like to make, you don't need it as much. I just feel like there's really no point. Essentially, you can open it up to such a wider audience if you don't have those few words. That's the way I see it. I think that maybe The Wolf of Wall Street has the most swear words at 700 something. I'm sure that Tarantino also has, 600 something. He's not far behind with some of his movies. And again, it's just something that I may use, but I haven't so far, and I haven't found it necessary. I feel like it's just something that really has to be necessary. I don't like it when it's just gratuitous, and it's just, there's not really a reason for it. And I feel that then it doesn't really have an impact when it comes in. So I feel like in the early Hollywood days, it was better when they weren't able to use those words because they could be more artistic. For me personally, and this is just my opinion, when you start using curse words, that's not art anymore. So they don't find their ways into my screenplays at all. Just because for me it's not art, and there's so many other words that you can use instead. And I've written all kinds of genres: dramas, thrillers, suspense, mystery, everything, all down the gamut, historical, and I've never found the need for it. It's just something that is my personal taste, and again, I love a lot of the movies of the people who have done that. I admire those people so much. You can learn so much from those great filmmakers. It's just not my thing, in particular, cursing in movies. So I'd love to know what your opinion is on cursing in movies down below in the comments. Let me know, and be sure to follow us here, like and share this video. And be sure to give me your own controversial opinion on this matter. All right, time for me to jump in that pool. Bye.